Hi, so family, welcome to my channel. We talk about all things to heal, grow, and evolve. And we are on our last Hermetic law of gender. This is 7 out of 7 out of the Hermetic laws in the Kabbalion. And if this is your first time watching, welcome. My name is Sage, and on this channel we talk about things such as spirituality, metaphysics, and African history. So if that's something that you're interested in, just keep on watching. Okay, so guys, we're on our last law, and this is the law of gender. This is another mutable law, so it means it can be changed. And the law of gender states, and I quote, "Gender is in everything. Everything has feminine and masculine principles. Gender manifests itself on all planes." So this talks about how gender is a manifestation. Gender and sex are not on the same concept. And in the Kabbalion, they break it up into two different categories. Sex is a physical distinction between male and female. So it's a manifestation of gender on the physical plane. But gender itself is more broader. It's about creating, generating, producing masculine and feminine elements. And sex is a manifestation of gender. So these are how they separate these two different concepts. So going about this, there's masculine and feminine properties in every single thing. Every living being has both feminine and masculine properties and energies. It's in all life forces, and it's present in our everyday lives. Even the sun and the moon, yin and yang, light and dark. These are things that I've brought up plenty of times in my previous videos, but they all go hand in hand with each other. So going back to the example of sun and moon, they're in harmony with one another. There's day and night. There's 4 seasons. All of these different phases are needed because it's here to create balance and harmony. We can't have all feminine. We can't have all masculine. There's no way you can operate in that because there is no balance within itself. Even talking about the sun and moon, you can't have the sun shining bright all day, everything, 24/7. And the same thing, you can't have the moon out all the time. It cannot be winter or it cannot be summer 365 days of the year. There has to be some type of balance. This is where that yin and yang symbol comes in play because it's balancing both the yin, which is the feminine or quote unquote the dark or negative, and the masculine, which is the yang or the light and positive energies. And when I say negative, I don't mean negative as in bad, it's just negative as in polarities. But we're supposed to be using our masculine and feminine properties and creating balance in our lives. So I just wanted to list off some examples of some feminine and masculine emotions. I found a chart, so I'll probably put up on the screen here as well. So with feminine, there's harmony, in the flow, intuitive, receptive, creativity, and patience. And for masculine energy, it's action, assertive, giving, focus, logical. So we all use all of these each and every day of our lives, but there's different times, there's different phases, and there's different places to use each and every one of these masculine and feminine energies. So sometimes different parts of our lives require different energies. Sometimes we need to be a little bit more on our masculine side to get things done in our life, to keep things pushing or to keep things moving. And there's other times we need to be more in our feminine side to just be, to relax, to be in our receptive mode, to receive messages from our higher selves, higher guides, to be more intuitive and listen to our intuition, listen to our nudges, to be more in our creativity, get that creativity spark. Yes, but these are only for a certain period of time. We cannot be all masculine or all feminine all the time. There has to be a balance. That's how you create unity and harmony. So this is why you need to be in discernment of what energy you should be in at the current phase or current moment of your life. Everyone, like I said, everyone, both man and woman, need to be utilizing both masculine and feminine energies in their life. If you're in constant go, go, go mode, you jump out of bed, you rush out the door, you're running late from work, you're speeding on the road, speeding on the highway, rushing to work, you don't have any time to sit back and just breathe. You're too focused, you're too in go mode. First of all, you need to slow down and stop and bring in back some of that feminine energy of just being receptive. On the other hand, if you're too passive, complacent in life, stagnant, feeling stuck, no action behind any of your words, no faith, no work is being done on yourself whatsoever. That is too feminine. You need to add some masculine energy in your life to actually have action behind your words. Or if you're just living in a daydream, your head is just in the clouds, and as a result, you become very emotionally unstable. There has to be some type of flow, has to be some type of movement to create change. So let's talk about different aspects of the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine. And this will be pretty familiar. I'm sure some of y'all will notice or be familiar with these type of energies. We probably experienced this with ourselves, or other people at some current time in our lives. That's like the wounded feminine. So this aspect talks about some things you would see in someone with the wounded feminine. People pleaser, who's someone who is a doormat. They let people walk all over them. Emotional, setting no boundaries. Overly dependent, complacent or stagnant. And you see this a lot with men who are hyper masculine. A hyper masculinity is just a wounded feminine. These guys who walk around shoulders up, acting all tough, they're putting up a front. They're acting overly aggressive to compensate for their wounded feminine. These alpha males, they like to call themselves, they're just masking their wounded feminine elements. It's like they lack that feminine energy, and in return they embody that and project it onto others, mostly women. Now let's talk about the wounded masculine. Too aggressive, anger issues, controlling or manipulative, abuse, or like I was saying in the other example, always in go 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 mode. So with this one, you see there's a lot of women who are called the pick-me's or the mammies, the ones who love to claim they got a man. My man, my man, my man. Or there is the type of woman who feel like they don't need a man, so they work and they hustle and bustle 60 to 80 hours a week, and they refuse help because they don't need nobody in their life. They don't need a man. And with this one, you're being too much in your masculine energy because you can't do it all by yourself 100%. That's why there's people in our life to take some of that load off of us, take some of that weight off of our shoulders, because it would be impossibly too much to do every single thing by ourselves. That's why we have people. That's why we have people in our lives to help us and to offer help when needed. So with these wounded masculine and feminine, it's really just a lack of the other opposing genders. And so because of that, they're compensating and they overcompensate in return. That's how it becomes wounded. So how do you apply this to our lives? First of all, it comes down to healing your feminine energy, healing that masculine and becoming divine. Instead of becoming wounded, you transmute that wounded energy into a divine energy, stepping into your divine feminine or your divine masculine. So you start off by going within yourself, self-reflection, self-awareness, self-evaluation. Reevaluate. What are you doing for yourself? What makes you passionate? How much are you giving yourself to people in your inner circle, your job, your family, your friends? And are you receiving that same energy back? Because like I said, there always has to be a balance between give and take. Of course, as expected, there are some times we need to give a little bit more, and sometimes we need to receive a little bit more. But at the end, there always needs to be some type of balance or harmony within ourselves and within our social groups, because they're one and the same. It's a correspondent. Whatever you do within yourself internally, that's how it will reflect outside externally through other people. So the type of people you surround yourself with, the type of people who take from you, or are they pouring into you as you pour into them in the same way you pour into yourself? That is something that we need to really reevaluate if we're having that type of experience, if we're having that type of love and giving energy in our lives. Sometimes it comes with guilt and fortunately shame, just about thinking about putting ourselves first, thinking about pouring into ourselves. I feel like we've been so conditioned to be selfless to the point where we work ourselves to the bone. It's seen as selfish to put ourselves first, when that should be the norm, because how can we pour into others if there's nothing within us to pour into? How can we be at peace in our lives if there's no peace internally within? Everything has to start within. Everything has to start from our own mind. If we live with chaos within our mind, only chaos would manifest itself, because that is within our mind. That is all that we know. So it comes with releasing these programmings, releasing these conditions about taking care of yourself, self-compassion, about putting yourself first, about releasing the shame and guilt of prioritizing yourself, especially if you're in a family, especially within your friend groups, at work, in all areas of your life. Always prioritize yourself, because you cannot help other people if you're not helping yourself. All right, y'all, that is all I have for today's video. I hope it finds you well. I hope you learned something from this. If there's anything in particular you want me to make a video about or mention, just let me know in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.